What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please take a second. Only takes a second. Hit the like button. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Well, guys, the great housing market is evolving, and reports are coming out that the inventory of resale homes is actually increasing. And a lot of people are not prepared for what is about to happen. But I think a lot of you guys who are following the channel, who have been following me for a while, are getting yourselves, your households, into a very smart strategic position in order to capitalize on the potential housing market crash that could ensue in the next several months and quarters ahead. Now, of course, President Trump is the current president, and we've actually gotten a fairly recent report from the Federal Reserve not too long ago. Fed Chair Jerome Powell had decided not to cut interest rates. So that was kind of an unexpected twist from the Federal Reserve recently. When Trump was campaigning, he essentially said that he was going to be cutting interest rates. I personally think that Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve, of the Fed, the Fed, right, made it very clear that you ain't the boss of me. I'm going to do what I want to do. So Jerome Powell said, no, we ain't cutting interest rates. We're going to go ahead and pause this interest rate cut. But here's something very interesting that has come out just this week. Redfin has actually indicated that resale homes is actually approaching pre-pandemic levels in terms of quantity. Now, for those of you guys who might not know what I mean by that, during the pandemic, new home construction was paused, or it significantly slowed down. And this was during a time when suddenly everyone and their mom had to stay home. And for those lucky few individuals, actually it was a lot more than a few, but it wasn't the majority of the population. There was a significant number of people that got the opportunity to be able to work from home. And some people were working remotely before the pandemic, but once the pandemic hit, because like some companies, they had the ability to let you work from home, but it wasn't like they were really having a majority of their workforce working 100% remotely from home. Well, the pandemic created a tremendous opportunity for those who were ready. And that's kind of the basis of the channel. Like, for those of you guys who don't really know what I mainly talk about on the channel, this is financial fitness. This is like being prepared. My coach has always told me, you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready, right? If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready, right? When you stay fit, like, that means you're ready, you're prepared. Your financial fitness is, you're limber. You're not stiff. You can maneuver. You can adapt to whatever circumstances come your way. This is why I'm a huge proponent of passive income, multiple streams of income, having and developing, even if you don't have this, guys. Like, dude, no one was born with high value skills, period. No one was born knowing how to walk. No one was born knowing
that hasn't caught up back to normal yet, which a lot of you probably noticed.
My bad. No one was born knowing how to talk. Like, all of these skills were developed over time. So my point is even if you don't make a lot of money today, you can learn to make a lot of money over time. And so I'll just kind of leave that with you right there. I know some people who say, well, money isn't everything. I'm not saying money is everything. Money is not everything. But here in America, where, our economy is driven and is fueled by the US dollar, if you ain't got a lot of dollars, then your life is going to be a lot harder than those who have more dollars available at their disposal. That's all I'm saying about that. So, you know, now, but going back to the housing market though, we are getting reports that there are more and more sellers listing their homes on the market, and they're sitting on the market longer. So in other words, the days on the market are increasing. So what does this tell us? This tells us that the demand for real estate has definitely pulled back. And in fact, Redfin has recently come out indicating that we now have we have roughly the same number of resale homes that are on the market as we saw back in 2020, like within a few percentage points, which is wild. And so this signifies like kind of like a reset. And I'm not saying that this is the great reset or anything like this, but this is coinciding with the great wealth transfer. And as you guys may have seen on my previous video, I strongly suggested keeping some dry powder and your credit strong. When I say having a strong credit score, I'm talking a credit score of at least 740 points. Now, me personally, I tend to keep my credit score over 800, closer to around 830, 840. Every now and then I might see my credit score hit 850, but I didn't get here overnight. I learned a lot of different credit strategies, automation, and I actually discovered this one letter that actually has the potential of boosting your credit score by 100 points. If you guys are interested in learning more about that letter, you can definitely hit me up in the comments down below. Maybe I'll make a future video on that, or maybe even drop a link to it so you guys could possibly get access to it. Because I've used it myself. I've got friends and students that have used this very powerful letter that not a lot of people happen to know about, but it can be a game changer. And the reason it's a game changer is because when you're borrowing money, you know, this is leverage, right? Most people aren't going out here paying cash for houses. Some people are. Some people maybe use a hard money lender to execute a deal because they don't necessarily have the cash, but they want to scoop the deal up quickly. So maybe they use a hard money lender to buy the house and then refinance the house with more favorable long-term mortgage financing rates because they plan on holding, you know, buying and holding the piece of real estate for a longer period of time. Maybe they're going to rent it out, or short-term rental, or short, you know, maybe make it a short-term rental, Airbnb, VRBO, whatever their long-term plans are. In other words, they're not just, if you're just looking to flip a house, maybe you use a hard money lender, but you're not going to use a hard money lender to hold the house for the next 5 or 10 years. That's not what you're going to do. Not if you're smart anyway. So what this represents is this increase in inventory, housing inventory, and we're seeing it across the United States, particularly in the Southeast. I'm talking Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee. We're seeing, I mean, even in California, guys, New York. I don't know how many of you guys watch $1 Million Listing. New York real estate brokers are on the show, at least. I don't know any real estate brokers in New York City. If you guys are a real estate agent or a broker, just let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know where you guys are watching from. I'd love to know where my audience is watching from and what your real estate market looks like. But even New York real estate agents are indicating that apartments, condos are sitting on the market longer. And so this is a pretty big change, a pretty big shift in the market nonetheless. Now, I used to be a day trader. I used to trade stocks for about 8 years, 10 years, somewhere in there. I'm a long-term investor now, so I don't do any more day trading or options trading or anything like that. I never did options trading, to be honest, but I'm just saying I don't do options. Although options does open up the doors for additional leverage and profit, especially if you use options conservatively. I don't know why telemarketers just keep calling me. They're so annoying. But you could use options conservatively to leverage, like, to actually make more money off of stocks that you're already owning, which is kind of cool. Especially stocks that you're literally buying and holding. You can use options to profit off of the volatility that's in the market, but that's another story for another day. But what we're seeing here is we're seeing a shift in the housing market. And if you're starting to see houses sitting on the market for longer, more days on the market, if you're starting to see houses that have been removed from the market because they never sold and then relisted on the market, trying to fake the funk as if it's a new listing so that they can kind of like reset the days on the market, anyone who's paying attention is going to realize, oh, this house never sold. This house was simply relisted on the market so that they can get the sticker on it that says, you know, if you see it on Zillow or maybe Realtor.com or whatever website you look at your real estate listings from, you can see maybe Trulia, it'll say new listing. But if you scroll down a little bit and you look at the history of the property, you can see the previous sales price of the home. You can see the previous listing date of the home, and you can see if the home just kind of follow the dates, right? You can see, did this house really just get listed, or was it listed and then removed and then relisted again multiple times? And according to Redfin, we are seeing a clear indication that the number of relisted homes is increasing. So this means folks are getting kind of desperate to sell their homes. They're saying to themselves, oh, well, it didn't sell, we'll just relist it in the spring or something like that. And, you know, typically the spring is the peak buying season for real estate. Most people aren't buying real estate when it's cold out. So, you know, here we are, we're in February. January reports came out from Redfin indicating that, you know, is one of the slowest periods of time for resale homes. And so that was kind of a sombering alert for anyone looking to sell their property. Now, for buyers, this is beginning to present some serious opportunities. And again, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know, I always say, you know, you always want to keep some dry powder because you never know when these deals and opportunities are going to come up. My family and I, we would like to make a purchase, but we're looking for a deal. We don't need a house, we want a house. And I want the house to make money for us. I want to be able to utilize the property when we choose to do so. So again, you know, we're waiting for the stars to line up. And I'm looking for more motivated sellers, people who have tried to list and property not sell. I actually know someone who bought a home recently and they ended up getting $100,000 off of the list price. And it's been a long time since I've been hearing discounts like that. Can you imagine? $100,000 just from simply asking, would you accept $100,000 less than what your list price is? Think about how long it takes to save $100,000, right? The average person probably takes, I don't know, maybe 7 years if they diligently tried to save $100,000. Now, of course, I do have a program that accelerates the speed dramatically on how fast you can save $100,000. I mean, you'd be surprised. Like, some people are able to save $1,000 in like a year with the program. But anyway, if you're able to save $100,000, that is a tremendous discount. I mean, that could almost, I mean, depends on what the appraised value is, that could almost leave you with $100,000 in immediate instant equity. So just imagine that. And I'm pretty sure that this is just the beginning. Now, we need to get through the rest of this winter, go into spring, and see the other end of summer before we can actually really kind of make a clear call and see where this market's at. But the key here is to understand that the market is shifting. And if you have been sitting on the sidelines for probably years, because you've seen, like, if you didn't buy a home 4 years ago and you've been waiting since then, but you wanted to buy a home, like, say 4 years ago or within that time frame, you've almost watched the American dream vaporize right before your very eyes through a combination of ever increasing home prices and ever increasing interest rates, which was really a just horrible combination if you've been looking to buy a home, because it's like every aspect of home ownership has increased, and it's like most people were finding it very hard, if not impossible, to outsave the rise in prices and financing costs. So it looks like the tides may be shifting. So comment down below if you are one of the few, I don't know if you're one of the few, comment down below if you're one of the many who are actually waiting for home prices to drop so that you can actually buy a home. And if you are one of those, let me know if you're interested in buying a home for your own personal use, like, you know, for your family, single family residence, or maybe a condo or a townhouse. Let me know if you're looking to buy a place for yourself, or if you're looking to buy the property as an investment. The opportunities are coming, guys. Keep your eyes open, and I'll keep you guys in the loop. If you appreciate the content and the conversation, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next one.